accomplished so far, but we're not done yet.
Julius, congrats.
New York, we here.
New York, we are here. Let's go, Knicks. Are they the best team that's ever played in the NBA, Jalen Rose?
They got to worry about fighting off the Hawks. Let's start the show.
The Knicks can't lose. He is Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby.
What up,
What is it that we do?
We give the people what they want.
We will have Wolverine legend, soon-to-be Hall of Famer Charles Woodson joining the show. But we start with the New York Knicks. It does not matter who they play, where they play. They cannot lose. They've now won 8 straight. Behind the work of that man, Julius Randle, Jalen Rose, are the Knicks for real? Yes, they are. Thank you very much. We can move on.
Celebrate good times. It's sad that Spike Lee and Charles Oakley had to walk for you New York Knickerbocker fans to enjoy your team. But I want to celebrate that gentleman right there, Julius Randle. I watched the games. Quickly is balling. Quick release from 3. Derrick Rose has been on fire these last few games. R.J. Barrett improved points, rebounds, assists, shooting the 3, making free throws. But Julius Randle, Jacoby,
look at the lead.
Has not only become an all-NBA caliber performer, he's going to be somebody that garners MVP votes.
Oh, yeah.
I got to tell you a secret. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
I actually got an MVP vote before.
I believe it, like a number 5, because people forget. You don't just vote for the MVP. You get 5 slots to fit in. And Julius Randle's going to get some number 5s. He's going to get some, and you deserve it. In my heart, you're the MVP, Jalen Anthony Rose. But I'm glad you mentioned the other players on the Knicks as well, because Quickly, in the middle of the season, had a real rough patch. He's been playing well lately. Derrick Rose, with all the braids, he's been just a veteran leadership. This group is a really nice mix of vets that can get the job done and young players that are developing and playing at a high level. You've got Derrick Rose out there, Reggie Bullock out there, Julius Randle out there, people who are veterans in the league that know what they're doing. Then you've got Quickly, and you've got R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson when he's healthy. Like, this New York Knicks team is so fun to root for. I've completely forgot that there's another team across the river. I'm on the Knicks bandwagon. I'm jumping on the bandwagon. I'm all the way on it. You know I'm a die-easy fan. If they were in the 12th seed, I wouldn't even be talking about the Knicks. But I might buy a jersey. I'm going to get a custom jersey with my name on the back. That's what I'm going to do.
Whoa!
I love this Knicks team so much. And they are now, wait for it, Trae Young twisted an ankle. I hope he's back. I hope he's back in the court soon. The Hawks have been playing well lately, but I'm sorry they're not playing as well as the New York Knicks, who have won 8 games in a row and are now the 4th seed. Imagine a hypothetical scenario in which the New York Knicks host a game 1 of a playoff series in the year 2021. Probably won't happen. They've got a much harder schedule than the other teams in the East that they're competing with, but this is something right now that I'm just going to celebrate and enjoy. New York City is on fire, and it has nothing to do with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden playing for the Brooklyn Nets. It has everything to do with R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, Derrick Rose, and Emmanuel Quickly.
Try to tell anyone that would listen, that has a pulse on New York City, the Nets are popular everywhere except New York. This is still a Knicks town. Don't get it twisted.
Now, I'm glad you brought up the fact that you have an MVP vote, because there's something bubbling up beneath the surface that must be discussed, and that is not Julius Randle's candidacy for MVP. It is Steph Curry's. And he was asked about it, and let's listen to hear what Wardell Stephen Curry had to say.
Are you the MVP this year?
I mean, I gotta be.
Okay. All right.
I probably won't get it, but I mean, whatever.
No, don't say that.
Keep going like this, and that nobody will be able to.
I'm just
you
setting
keep
it.
this going.
I like to be dramatic sometimes, so I'm just setting the table.
I know you do.
Now, Jalen, you mentioned that you have a vote, and I mentioned that you've got to put 5 names down for MVP. I don't think there'll be a single voter that will have Steph Curry in that number 1 spot, but he'll be on a lot of people's lists. Where would you put him on yours?
Now, I got to clarify something, because I know you don't really listen to what I say.
I don't.
You're acknowledging that I have an MVP vote. What I said prior is I received MVP
No,
vote.
I heard.
Vastly different.
Someone put you in at number 5. Someone put you in at number 5. That was probably in your phone.
Other than injuries, I guess I'll call this the all Kawhi team. It's like he plays on a great team in the Western Conference. He has great stats, but since he misses a lot of games, like LeBron James, for example, is going to fall into that category this year.
Yep.
We're not going to bring him up in this category. How about best players on best teams? Oh, we're going to reward winning. Oh, that's right. We're not going to talk about Devin Booker or Chris Paul. Oh, we're not going to talk about Donovan Mitchell. Got it. So now,
or Giannis
as
for
we
that matter.
sip down, exactly. Now, as we sip down to who we feel like is going to win it, I feel like the Joker's number 1 in pole position. Hasn't missed a game this year. Points, rebounds, and assists have been outstanding in the Western Conference. Now doing it without Jamal Murray. I would say Joel Embiid is my number 2 candidate. And by the way, if he'd have made that shot last night, oh my goodness, that 90-foot heave was crazy. But he's been so very dominant. I would say he's number 2. Number 3, Stephen Wardell Curry. And by the way, if he goes on a streak that doesn't have to be like historic like it was previously where he's hitting like 10 threes a game, but if he does a version of that, I got news for everybody. The MVP has not been decided yet.
Yes, it has, Jalen. Yes, it has, Jalen. You know it's been decided. Jokic has the MVP. He has it. It is his. It's really a race for 3rd right now, and it's hard for him to come out with this sound when he went 2 for 14 from 3 last night. I saw you, Steph. You've been on a great run, but you went 2 for 14 from 3 last night. He's not the MVP. He will get a lot of number 3 votes. He'll get a lot of number 4 votes, but he's not the MVP. You know it is the Stretch Mark 5's award to lose right now. You know that. You're putting him at number 1. I promise you will. I know you will.
I do. That's why when you had me do a list, I said the Joker was 1. I said Embiid was 2. I said Steph is 3. And I'm giving Julius Randle 4.
Really?
How about that?
Dame's so mad. Dame's watching the show right now, so mad at you. He sent you a watch, dog. He sent you a watch. He said no one's watching the games. I guess you're not watching the games. I thought I'm the only one caught up in the New York hype. He's not even on the list. Julius Randle's not even on the list. But right now, this is a race for 3rd. It was always up in the air all season long until the last couple of weeks. It is now the Joker's award to lose. He will win the MVP, and you know it, and you will put him at number 1. But you did mention Devin Booker and CP3. Why'd you mention them? Because they're balling. And yesterday they went up against the 76ers, 2 of the best teams in the NBA with the best records. And Devin Booker just showed out. Chris Paul did his thing, and so did that man, DeAndre Ayton. Jalen, the Suns are going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Do you think you could see them getting to the conference finals? The finals?
Not to the conference finals, but I'm going to elaborate on something I previously said. Did you say the Phoenix Suns are 1st or 2nd in the Western Conference?
Yeah.
Last year they were, that's right, not in the playoffs.
Not in the playoffs.
Right. I just want to make right, not in the playoffs.
Got courtesy invite to the bubble.
Okay, so this is my chance to celebrate JRLA supporter, the best leader in the NBA, future Hall of Famer, Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, give his flowers now.
His leadership and how he's galvanized DeAndre Ayton. There are times where they featured a young fella to build up his confidence. What about Mikal Bridges, a young wing learning how to play in the game? How about taking pressure off of Devin Booker so he doesn't have to think he has to go out and score 35 and take low percentage shots every night? He's going to be playing in his first playoff. So when we start talking about the best players in the game, Chris Paul is not going to be in the MVP conversation, but he is an all-NBA point guard. Don't ever get it twisted.
Oh, yeah, and don't forget what he did in the playoffs with the Thunder last year. I look forward to him doing the same for the Suns this year.